the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I am waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I am waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Miami Dolphin fans, listen up. It's a new season, new era. Are y'all ready? MCJB. I got one question for y'all. Are you ready?
Jello Beats, holla at me.
This a new season. We going hard this year for a reason. Lombardi Trophy coming back to the 305. Going super crazy and we gonna be fine. Got a couple of can, you better full send. You know I'm talking about my fans, cause we gonna win. Tua in his third year, you know it's Tua time. Whole team working hard from that summer grind. Everywhere you go, it's fins up. We going to the Super Bowl, you know what's up. You better watch out, cause the Fins are here to stay. You know we getting dubs, we ain't here to play. Waddle and a cheetah, you already knowing that we are gonna beat ya. You know we going all the way to the Super Bowl, because that's the plan and you knowin' that's the goal. You know I'm wearing aqua orange on me every day. Let me tell you what I gotta really can say. MIAMIDOLPHINs, where do I begin?
You begin with Tua Tagovailoa, representing for Samoa, turn and beat the barbacoa. He gon' strike like a cobra, you know cheetah ain't gon' slow up, so we bout to run the score up. Yeah, we really bout to blow up. 17 bout to show up in the eye of the beholder. Got the defense second guessing, does a penguin have a shoulder? Everybody wanna kick it, but forgot they need a holder. If you try to sleep on us, we wake you up and smell the folders. Yeah, The Super Bowl is what we own, and if you ain't about that, please be gone. MIAMIDOLPHINs. That's where it's going. TD.
This a new season.
Can you turn your light off? Oh, yeah, it's hard for me to sleep like this.
I'm almost over this chapter. I got about 30 more minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
I can't sleep. All right.
A few moments later.
Babe, I mean, it's been 10 minutes. Can you please shut it off? I got to wake up early in the morning.
I have about 20 more minutes on this chapter. This is my only time to read.
I understand, but I have to get up early in the morning. Can you just read in the morning? I mean, I have a lot I have to do tomorrow.
Didn't you just get a sleep mask?
You know what? You right.
Use it.
Manta sleep, baby.
I don't know how you sleep with that thing on.
It's actually comfortable. Pitch black. I don't have to worry about your light. I'll be able to sleep just fine.
Well, enjoy it. Looks good on you.
This actually feels good. Oh, good night, baby.
Good night, love you.
Love you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, check out Manta Sleep. The link to the website is in the description of this video. Make sure that you use promo code TDPHINSTALK. That is TDPHINSTALK. Again, make sure you check them out. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. If you can't sleep when it's bright, these masks will turn out the light. Manta Sleep. Check them out. Man, I didn't know I was muted. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hey, my bad on the song. I clicked the button for Manta Sleep commercial, which I agree, Clemente, is saving marriages, baby. You better get your Manta Sleep. And I made a mistake and actually clicked the song. I didn't even realize I hit the commercial, ran off to make sure my wife was straight with the baby. And I came back and I was rapping and I was like, oh, I hit the wrong button. So y'all heard some of the song that I had made with the homie MCJB. He hit me up and sent it to me. So no, it's not a new theme song. It's a song I made with him a while back. I just didn't know that I actually hit the button for it. So, but yeah. But the crazy thing is it's a copyright. So, well, they messed with my monetization anyway, so it ain't gonna matter. But I hope it ain't like an official strike because that beat gives me a copyright. That's why I never really play it for y'all or whatever. That song was fire. That's how you start a show. Oh, that's what's up, man. Hot beat, baby. I tried to do a little something on that, man. I tried to flow a little bit, try to get two of his props and all that in that song, man. I don't even know if y'all heard my whole part or whatever. But y'all, I guess you can give me some feedback. Tell me if I did all right or not. Man got a camera on the people claim he MVP. We gonna talk about it. That song is a big W. I can't even really play it because this gives me like copyright strikes. That's why I'm mad, because I could tell now in about 2 hours I'm gonna get that email. YouTube is giving you a copyright strike, and I don't know what's gonna happen this time. But I should be all right I'll try to go out and edit that part. I would have killed the beat, G. That's what's up, man. I think I did well. I think I did about like 7 out of 10 on the beat, I go pretty fast, so it's hard to actually hear the lyrics. TD, what's up? Song straight fire. Yeah, man. Was it someone else's beat? Yeah, hot. I ain't gonna say the word, but y'all don't know that beat? Hot blank. You're more talented than I'll ever be with the element. It's all killed it, TD. Great job. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bobby Shmurda, but I ain't finna say what it's called because people gonna get up in arms. But yeah. Now he hit me up. It was I kind of like his, part of it. He ended it off and say, "Can I put a verse?" And the last thing he said is, "Where do I begin?" So I went in. I said, "You begin with Tua Tagovailoa, representing for Samoa, turning beef to barbacoa. He gonna strike like a cobra. Cheetah ain't gonna slow up. And we about to run the score up. 17 about to blow up in the eye of the beholder. Got the defense second guessing. Does a penguin have a shoulder? Everybody want to kick it, but forgot they need a holder. If you try to sleep on us, we wake you up to smell the Folgers." Yeah. The Super Bowl is what we own, and if you ain't about that, please be gone. MIAMIDOLPHIN. That's where it's gonna end. TD. So it's pretty dope. But anyway, we got some stuff to talk about, man. We got some stuff to talk about. Listen, the Miami Dolphins finally doing right by Tua Tagovailoa. It's the only help he needed, and it's here. It's the only freaking help he needed, and it is here. We're about to talk about that, all right? Man. And I'm still, and the crazy thing is I'm still concerned, and I'm going to break it down for y'all. And you know what? Everybody that's been watching this channel for a while, pay attention to my conversation right now, because y'all going to see that I've been saying and talking about this for 3 years now. Y'all going to see that I've been talking about this for 3 years now. Okay? No, it ain't his helmet. Listen, let's talk, man. I'm not trolling. Listen. Okay. I know I troll a lot, so it's bad that I have to preference when I'm not, but it is what it is. I put that on myself, and I don't apologize for it. I like trolling, just like I'm killing people on Twitter this morning, got them going up in arms. I'm putting all kind of crazy stuff on Twitter, and they just coming for me. I said Tua Tagovailoa is the first quarterback to ever have a camera on his helmet, and they going nuts. That's a lie. You crazy. Look at all the pictures. Look, Brady got one. Look, he got one. Look, he got one. And I'm just trolling them. I'm like, that's fake. That's photoshopped. And I know they not. And they like, no, it's not. It's on the website. And they sending links and everything. These people care. These people care too much. Every time they reply, bro, how are you going to deny facts? Bro, that's Photoshop. That's fake. No quarterback has ever worn a camera. Tua is the first one. And they just, boy, they going in on Twitter. You're an idiot. I can't believe you. I'm like, man, y'all people really got some problem. Y'all think I got the problem, but look how y'all defend another man. Look how hard y'all go. Look how hard y'all go. Over 70,000 impressions on that tweet already, y'all. 70,000 people done something to the tweet, whether clicked on it, shared it, viewed it, typed on it. Over 70,000. In a short amount of time, it'll hit over 100,000. It is crazy, man. These people are crazy. And you know me, I live for it. I live for it. Oh, they E3 you, TD. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Anyway, listen. All right, let's talk now. Let's have the real show. Let's get my real thoughts. Let's get my real takes here on TD Fins Talk, because the people that come over here to listen to the show anyway, they deserve my real thoughts. They deserve what I really think. Or you think I ain't gonna care about somebody who ain't even gonna watch the show to even give me a fair chance to assess my knowledge and what I think? So let's break it down. So I am not trolling. My title is not trolling. When I say the Miami Dolphins finally doing right by Tua Tagovailoa, the only help he needed is here. Okay? Let's start by saying this. How many times in the last 3 years since we drafted this man? First of all, I got to do a little pop quiz for all my subscribers that's been rocking with me for a while. And you know what? I'm glad AB is in the room, because AB give me heat, but he know what I say and what I don't say. He know when I'm trolling, when I'm not, when he think I'm being a hater, or when I'm not. So I want to ask all y'all, what year did I tell y'all Tua would have his breakout year? What year did I tell y'all Tua would have his breakout year? Don't guess. If you don't remember me saying it, don't put it in the comment section. Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you. People know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was day one. 3 years ago, I told you Tua's the type of quarterback, he'll have his breakout year in year 3. He'll have his breakout year in year 3. If you've been on this channel long enough, you also heard me say this, and this is the key. I said, what they need to do with Tua coming out the gate, put him in a pro-style system and let him struggle for 2 years trying to learn how to read defenses, process the field, it's not going to look pretty. But year 3, he will take off. In year 4, he'll be a well-polished quarterback. Let this man go through his growing pains in the first 2 years. I said that. Now, did they let him go through his growing pains in the first 2 years? No. He had growing pains, but they didn't do what I told you they needed to do. Teach this man for 2 years how to process the field, read a defense, post-snap. I've been telling y'all that. I said the failure of Brian Flores and his staff is that they chose wins over development. Brian Flores and his staff chose wins over development. When they got Tua in the building, they put him to the test. They saw everything he could do and everything he couldn't do. And they said, he can't do that, scrap it. He can do this, only do that. No development. They just wanted to win. Now, yes or no in the comment section, have I not been saying that about Brian Flores and his staff for 3 years, that that's what they did to him in the first 2 years? Yes or no in the comment section. Whether you think it's a bad take or not, have I been saying that for the last 3 years, that the first 2 years, that's what they were doing? I told y'all they are not developing Tua. They just want to win. This is what he does well, making offense only around that. That's why Flores had to quick, get it out quick, dink and dunk, extension to the run game. Because believe it or not, outside of yards, Tua's efficiency and completion percentage was actually better under Flores than McDaniel last year by 3 whole points. By 3 whole points. But Flores wanted to win instead of develop the young quarterback. Now, fast forward. Flores fired for whatever reason that we all debate. It doesn't matter. He's fired, right? Insert Mike McDaniel, the genius. Do you know what Mike McDaniels did in year 1? Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, Mike McDaniel did the same freaking thing. He wanted to win. Let me create an offense that is only conducive to what he does well, and I'm going to put him in the best situation of what he does well. Plus, we got weapons now. This is what he's capable of. I'm going to showcase that. All the things he struggles with, let me not put him in that situation. Mike McDaniel did the same freaking thing. He wanted the wins and numbers over development. Tua, whether y'all could think what you want, he did not develop last year. Mike McDaniel just had a better game plan, better weapons too, to increase his production with the same player. Increase production with the same player. Y'all can say he developed them all you want. It was the same player, but increased production with better weapons and a better game plan offensively. Tua has gone 3 years without development when it comes to post-snap reads, post-snap progressions, and post-snap surveying the field. 3 years of no. That's why he's so high on the first read. That's why he's honed in on one guy and maybe go to the second depending on what somebody does. But yesterday, I finally saw where they have taken steps to develop Tua's ability to process and read the freaking field. When I found out he had a camera on his helmet, deep down inside, I said, thank the Lord. Finally, somebody cares about developing him on the next level of what he just ain't good at. and people keep out here saying he is good in it, they have been hiding him from it so that you can't see how bad he is in that area. Thank the Lord they got a camera on this man's helmet, because I am about to explain to you what that camera means. Now, I know I'm all on Twitter. Oh, this is embarrassing. Why he got to use a camera? Oh, I can't believe they got a camera on him. The only reason I'm doing that is because everybody kept telling me how wrong I am about his post-snap reads and progressions, so I'm sticking it to him. But over here on this show, let's keep it real. The camera is the best thing that they could have ever done to him. But people need to stop. Oh, they're doing it for research. They're doing it just to, see what he sees. Of course they are. Not no research, but they doing it to see what he sees. The reason why you do it to see what he sees, because you're trying to figure out what in the heck are you seeing? Or what aren't you seeing? Because when we watch film, some things are unexplainable. So let's get this camera on your head so that we can see what you see, so that we can finally have a level of accountability. See, when you put the camera on, and because generally you can say, hey, Tua, what did you see right here? Well, I saw the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but if it wasn't there, why did you throw the ball? Now with the camera, hey, I didn't see you move, because this is the one thing I know Tua does. When he looked left and his bunch receivers over there, he stays left. Very rarely, maybe 1 out of every 50 plays, do he ever go like completely left to start reading right. Only time he goes from one side to the other is if he's trying to pull the safety and just throw it. But he's never first progression, second, third, deep crosser. No, that ain't what he's doing. That's not what he does. But now when you got that camera on him and you in that film room and you talking him through stuff, wondering why he made the decision he made, now there's a level of accountability. I see you go over to your first, the linebacker drifted, the safety came up, the corner, good leverage. Why are you holding the ball waiting right there to somebody get open? What's your third read? What's your fourth read? You got the deep crosser coming across the middle. There he is. They can see what he's doing and what he's not doing. And that's going to help him process the field. Because at some point, he's either getting nervous and stopping and cutting it short, letting the trigger go even if the guy isn't open. You could take the Chargers game or the San Francisco game. No matter what you want to say that happened, there were so many throws that should have just never have been made, right? And what we also saw on film in those games, the checkdowns were there, which tells you whether he going from 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, he's honing in, waiting on somebody to get open instead of going to 3 and 4. Now, that's not to say that he is never, and I know sometimes I'll be like, oh, he never does this, but that's not to say he never goes from 2 to 3 to 4. But it's so rare that there is an issue there. The thing with Tua is he can dissect the play at a reasonable level pre-snap. All right, it looks like I'm seeing cover 2. Middle linebacker is a little deeper. He might be dropping into Tampa. I'm going through my checks and my points, The corner's not playing bump, so I may not have to worry about that blitz. Linebacker over here veering towards the line. Let me make sure I let the running back know just in case. He can see those things. But when you hike that ball and you go from cover, in his mind, it's cover 2 a potential Tampa. And then he's like, oh, crap. Post-snap, it might be cover 4. And that's where he's like, oh, that's what should have been open in cover 2 or Tampa, but now it's cover 4. I got the tight end going down the seam, holding the safety in the middle linebacker going back, and I got a receiver going deep. If that safety stays in the middle, I got the receiver deep. Hike, ooh, receiver deep. Oh, crap. They're actually cover 4, not cover 2. But he looks it down or he takes the shot anyway. What happened to your pre-snap read? You went, it wasn't there. What's the next place you're supposed to go? They're bailing. You know what? I got a flat outlet. He ain't been hitting it. I got the shallow crosser right here. He ain't been hitting it. Because he's identifying pre-snap, this is what I think I'm seeing, and this is what I'm supposed to do if I see that. Hike, oh crap, what I thought I saw, that ain't what they doing. And now he's either throwing it anyway, or he's like, oh, now which number am I supposed to go? Am I supposed to go to the... That's Tua's issue. The problem is you don't see it often. It's only the rare creative defenses that do it, or in the playoffs, you'll see it every week. So we don't see it as an issue because you got 10 straight games of basic bum cover 2 against them. And then when the Chargers dial up their scheme, when San Francisco do what they do, it's like a deer in the headlights. Do you not notice in the games where he's bad, he's horrific? Do you not notice that? And why is that the case? Because this has always been his weakness. And thank the Lord, for the first time, they are actually taking the investment of teaching him how to do that. Because you know how I know the proof? Flores and them said it. I'm only putting him in situations of the things he could do well. Chan Gailey said one day he'll get it. It's just a matter of when. Mike McDaniel said I went over 700 plays, of opportunity. And he didn't say, we're going to work on reading the field. We're going to work on processing. He said, we're going to work on ball placement. We're going to work on timing. Because Mike McDaniel was still in the mindset of we're just going to work on what he already does well and make it better. But for the first time, that camera told me that there was a sign that it's time for you to graduate. It's time for you to start working on the advanced algebra, the geometry, the chemistry. It is time for us to introduce you to it. It is time for us to stop running from it. We already got you looking as good as anybody else with the basics of what you do well. Now it's time to murder the league if you can get it. Will he get it? The only thing that scares me is I know he can get it, but it usually takes about 2 years of struggling in it to get it. It usually takes like 2 years of struggling. This is why I said I've been concerned. If you've been a viewer of this channel, you've actually seen me live say Flores and I'm doing them wrong. They ain't developing them. They just trying to win. High completion percentage. Tua every week with Flores, 20 of 27, 220, a touchdown, maybe 2 if on a good day. Just don't lose the game, and let's keep it moving. Mike McDaniel, we got weapons now. We're going to do the same thing, but now we got guys that still with what you do well when we take them shots you used to take, but when you run into, it's the same thing when you ran into Tennessee. It's the same thing you ran into Buffalo your rookie year. It's the same thing when you ran into Denver and you got benched. It's the same thing when you ran into the Raiders and got benched. It's the same thing when you played against Pittsburgh last year. It's the same thing with San Francisco. It's the same thing with the Chargers. It's the same thing, same thing, same thing. Every game ain't going to be hard because some of these defense just run a shell defense, blah, blah, blah. But there are coordinators out here that are specifically scheming for you. And every time somebody specifically, I'm trying to tell y'all, think about the games Tua looked bad in. Think of not a single game he looked bad in. There were receivers wide open like the Lions game. Wide open like the Bears game. Wide open like the Browns game. Let's be honest for a change. Not one game you remember that Tua played that receivers were wide open like his great games. Because this is the NFL. When you get to them games where they ain't going to have you wide open, where the pass got to be crisp, right on point, the pass has to be early, the pass has to be anticipated the right way, they game planning and taking away what you want, and you got to recognize that and just check down instead of forcing it. It's a complete disaster. And this is why Mike McDaniel realizes I got Tua looking decent. I got him looking good, if you ask me. But I already know what time it is. Mike McDaniel felt helpless when he played against San Francisco and the Chargers. He was on that sideline calling plays. Was like, he felt helpless. What would, like, I'm going to make adjustments, but how much can I ask him to do? How much can I ask him to do? Because they're all over all the things that I made sure he could do great that he already did well. And we ain't work on this more advanced stuff that can kill this. And he doesn't do it well. What more can I do? And Mike McDaniel, and this is a sign that he's a good coach and a real coach, he recognizes that. Now he wants to put his eyes in Tua's eyes and basically have a level of accountability. What are you seeing here? Why make this throw? Did that look like the safe throw? Well, 1 and 2 isn't there. No, what about 4? What, are you feeling pressure right here or something? I mean, the line looks good. Or I see why you made that throw. I can see where you felt the pressure right here. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. But there has to always be that level of accountability when you're going through the film with a player. Why did you do this? What made you make that decision? You can't go off of, because, and I'm going to tell you now, Mike McDaniel, after that Green Bay game, when Mike McDaniel said there were some things that were just weird, uncharacteristic, like decisions being made that was like, what are you doing? And not until he said he didn't remember some of it, that's whenever I told him maybe you need to go get checked out. But Mike McDaniel know what time it is. Some of the stuff, it was like, you're guessing. You're guessing. So let me borrow your eyes. Let me put this camera on you and borrow your eyes so I can show you when you're guessing and when you're not. When you look like you might be reading and when you're not. My bad. We had a super chat real quick. One moment. We forget Lions fired their DC because corners didn't bump like head coach wanted. He saw the formula. I didn't know the Lions were trying to bump and they didn't do it. That was weird, but I know in the Lions game, both of their safeties were out. Deshaun Elliott, who we just picked up, who's better than Brandon Jones, who's probably going to be our starter, he didn't even play against us versus the Lions. It was the only game that he missed all season. Was versus the Dolphins. So we knew that secondary was depleted when we played them. And we went over the film a week ago, remember, or 2 weeks ago with the Lions game. And we all identified, look how wide open everybody is in the middle of the field with no resistance. Easy. Ladies and gentlemen, this game ain't about the easy games. Do your job, take care of it, get the W, let's move on. That's normal. Buffalo doing that. Kansas City doing that. Everybody's doing that just about. There's only 2-3 teams not doing it. Dolphins didn't used to do it, so we're doing it now. That's a positive. But that ain't nothing to be raving about. That's nothing to be raving about. The games you want to rave about, and I don't even count division because those are tough anyway. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. The games you're supposed to rave about, Baltimore. That was worth raving about. Excellent job, Tua. Started rough, but regardless, the overall picture, excellent job. And again, it didn't take reading much. It was wide open guys. But even though that secondary was helped, it was still a well-coached secondary. Great job, Tua. Those are games that you rave about. You rave about the Cincinnati Bengals, but there was nothing to rave about. You rave about Pittsburgh because you know how they play D, but we ain't give them nothing to rave about. Nothing to rave about. You rave about the 49ers because they tough, and we didn't give them nothing to rave about. Chargers, I'm going to be honest. We should have beat them bad. They were not a more talented team with us, regardless of any injuries or anything. The Chargers were not a better team than us. Matter of fact, the entire secondary was missing. They had undrafted rookies on the field. They just had the game plan that took away what Tua did well. We should have dominated that game. So even if we won that game, it wouldn't have been nothing to be proud about. But we lost anyway. Buffalo game, that second game, I always tell y'all argue with me, you get mad at me. Tua had a very good completion percentage. He threw touchdowns in that game. We look at the stats and say he had a good game. But I promise you, just fix half of your passes, ball placement, and we won. Now, other things on the team could have caused us to win too. But we're talking about Tua right now. He could have won us that game. That's all I'm saying about the Buffalo game. People are like, he did play well in Buffalo. He also could have won us that game. The only issue I had in the Buffalo game was a wide open Waddle coming across the middle, has to stop, jump off his feet, catch the ball, and the defenders catch up and tackle him. That was a touchdown. A wide open go route that had to slow all the way down, still caught it, but got hit right away versus a touchdown. These are the difference makers in this league. Now, does every quarterback do that sometimes? Yeah. But that ain't an excuse, because I talk about them when they do that too. How they left they left crumbs on the table. They left food on the table. And again, I want to preface that by saying there are a lot of elements in that game, whether it's the defense, other guys on the offense dropping the ball, penalties or whatever, that could have won that game. Now, Tua could have did exactly what he did, and we could have won that game for other reasons. But evaluating Tua, he could have also won us that game. But you know what? He had a high completion percentage and had enough touchdowns and yards. So what was the problem, TD? Why are you tripping on him? Because he has the power to win us certain games that even if his stats are good, he still could have won that game. Had certain elemental fundamentals, whatever, would have won it. And we ignore that. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. We don't care about it. Green Bay. And the crazy thing is, this was crazy to me. The Green Bay game, I told y'all that was the best game he ever had in my eyes. I mean, I don't know what it was. I mean, the ball play, and I'm talking about well around with his flaws. The ball placement was very nice all game until the end. I mean, I was like, he putting it out front, they running. I was like, dang, Tua, I like this. This that dude right here. Then he got baited on them 3 picks. And I'm gonna be honest, I still like that game. I still like that game from him. 3 picks is like, dang, you just can never do that. But once again, they tripped you up because you weren't processing properly in real time. Pre-snap, you thought you had one thing, but they gave you another post-snap. You putting the ball in a spot and your receiver running a different route. See, and that's my issue with quote-unquote spot throwing. And Jalen Waddle just said in the interview 2 days ago, I know y'all heard him. You know, it's the second year. I'm mocking Jalen Waddle, by the way. This is the second year, and I probably ain't going to get every word right, but y'all will get the point. He said, this is the second year of the offense. You know, we got a better feel of the offense. We kind of know better, you know, what Tua wants, you know, what spots he wants us to be in, you know, so we just got to get to those spots and we got to beat them one-on-one, man-to-mans. What have I been telling y'all? First of all, I told y'all about man-to-man coverage. They poor. And Waddle said out his own mouth, you know, now all we got to do is get to the spot where Tua likes and beat the man-to-man. I've been telling y'all that. We poor in the man coverage. See, our but here's the crazy thing. Our man-to-man statistics look amazing. You know why? Because we be throwing up those balls and our receivers be going up and getting them. And it constitutes man-to-man. But real, just straight up man-to-man, we struggle. And Waddle alluded to that. And then Waddle said we just got to get to our spots that Tua wants us to get to. And I told y'all, I know that all quarterbacks are like spot throwers, right? But y'all don't understand. I've been trying to explain to these people that just don't understand this game. There's a different type of there's a difference of being a spot thrower and an anticipatory spot thrower. A regular basic spot thrower like Tua, this play, I need to put inside the hash 12 yards down the field at this height. That's a specific spot, this specific level. Most of the other NFL spot throwers, the ones who all of them, that it's more of a feel, not a location. It's a feel. I hike the ball. I'm backing up the pass. I'm identifying if the receiver's clean. His timing is right so far. The defender, are they doing what I need them to do? And I'm putting it in the spot if that's happening. But if that ain't what's happening, oh my gosh, that linebacker's sitting there. I need to wait an extra second and I need to put it in the spot 2 feet over. See, they're calculating in their head. I need to delay my throw by a second. That means 3-4 more yards to the right. They're seeing it on the field. They're calculating real time where he should be versus height. This is where you better be. That's the difference. Real time identifying where you should end up versus you better end up. That is a massive difference. Or look at someone else. You're right. Go to another progression. Hot. A little more. Thank you. And this is what people don't understand. They argue with you the dumb little semantics. Every quarterback's a spot thrower. You don't know what you're talking about. There's a difference between that spot, pre-snap and post-snap, is where I need you because that's where the ball is going. Versus quarterbacks that's saying, I will calculate where I see you're going to end up based off of the play because so much can happen. If you get bumped at the line of scrimmage, I see that. I can either wait that out and calculate a different trajectory, or I got to get rid of you and go to my next progression. Why is it so hard for people to understand that? Why is it so hard for, that's the most basic thing ever. It's the most basic thing ever. They don't know no better, but it's just simple. If I want you to run in a straight line for 10 yards, we could practice it all day and it should end up in that same spot. But if we do the same 10 yards and somebody pushes you, sorry. Perfect. Thank you, baby. If you do the same 10 yards and somebody pushes you, you can't throw it in that spot at the same time. I don't understand. People don't, it's the most basic logic ever. It's like, what's going on in people's brain that they can't calculate that? Listen to Kurt Warner. TD, you know more than Kurt Warner? What do you mean, do I know more than Kurt Warner? You take one little film study of Kurt Warner with 3 plays, and he's pointing out 3 things that Tua did well, and all of a sudden, those 3 plays encompasses the thousands of plays that he ran now? I don't need to listen to Kurt Warner. I can find 3 plays and 5 plays and 10 plays that Tua did well and maybe displays some of the attributes that I'm arguing against right now. But when you go through every play of Tua, sometimes you scratch your head like, what were you doing? That's the inconsistency. That's the lack thereof. It's that simple. Ooh. Like I said, I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Kurt Warner probably voted to an MVP at this rate. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, I don't care if you played or you didn't play. At the end of the day, nobody's right about everything, including me. Nobody's right about everything, including me. What I'm breaking down right now is basic. TD, I ain't hearing the spot throwing stuff from you, bro. You ain't got to. Then why your wide receivers and your quarterback, by the way, keep on mentioning it? Why did Waddle yesterday mention it? Why did Waddle say out his own mouth, we just got to get to the spot? You know, we know the spots Tua need us to get to. We got to get there. Why is Waddle mentioning that? Let's take TD out of it. Screw TD. Screw what TD got to say. Let's talk about what Waddle said. AB, talk to me about Waddle. Forget TD. He the hater. Let's talk about Waddle, because Waddle ain't a hater, right? Waddle loves Tua. Waddle loves Tua. Tell me, what do you take out of what Waddle said? What do you take out of what Trent Sherfield said? And the difference between what's happening in Buffalo and Miami. Trent Sherfield out his own mouth. You got to get to the spot. You know, in Miami, that's the difference, because that ball's going to come. Where with Josh Allen, you got to get to the spot too, but if you don't or something happens, you know, you got to be able to move and improvise, because Josh Allen, you know, he extends plays. But Tua is coming anyway because we get to that spot. So let's talk about Trent Sherfield. Let's talk about what he had. Screw TD. I don't know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I don't need to know what I'm talking about. I don't care that y'all say I don't know what I'm talking about. Then let's talk about what Waddle and Trent Sherfield and so many others have said. But we're not going to do that, huh? We're not going to do that, huh? TD, the West Coast offense is based on timing. Who don't know that? Of course we know it's based on timing. But so are you telling me that the quarterback doesn't have a responsibility to continuously calculate that timing? Let's reverse it. On this play, Tua's supposed to hike the ball, fake the handoff, turn around, throw it across the middle. Just like that. Hike, fake, turn around, let it fly. We done practiced it a million times. It's supposed to come off my hand as soon as I turn around for the crosser. Right? So what happens when he hikes the ball, fake the handoff, turn around, it's a guy dead in his face, and he moves out the way and he avoids it. He avoids the sack. He gets a chance to reset. Does he throw it in the same spot? Does he throw it in the same spot? Or does he adjust the timing? Or does he adjust where he has to throw the ball now? Please tell me. Because somebody interrupted the flow of the timing. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to calculate where are we now and then see if it's still open, for one. And number two, if it is, I ain't putting it where I would have normally put it. I'm going to put it a little further out now because he passed that point. But with Tua, it's coming to that point anyway. That's what Sherfield told you. It's coming anyway. It's coming. It's coming. Dion, we coming. But I bet you didn't understand that either, did you? You did. You just don't want to accept it. And I'm tired of arguing with y'all. I've been right this entire time about Tua and his weaknesses. And let's all celebrate. Let's be happy and rejoice that Mike McDaniel is smart enough to say it is time for you to take the next level, because the level you're at now can compete every year, but it ain't going to get it done. I'm putting this camera on you so that we can go over film every night, so I can identify where the gaps are and I can help work through that with you. I can help work through that with you. Y'all don't have to see that. Now it's on Tua. Now it's going to be on him to absorb this and see if he can catch it fast. Because, ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe it or not, he has zero practice in 3 years doing this. Because they wanted to win over develop him. He has zero practice. Now he's practicing. I know he is. He already know the offense. Now it's time to take the next step. And how well will he get it? We're going to find out this year. So if you have moments where the offense is really, really, really stagnant because he's trying to get to that next read, and then you'll know why. Because he's trying. He's trying. Just hope that he performed well enough to make it forward so that he can actually get better and better at it. Or McDaniel will cop out if things ain't going well and say, scrap it. Let's just go back to the basics of what we did last year. Let's just keep running the basics of what we did last year. Let's just keep doing it. I just hope Tua can get through an entire season without being hurt. I agree, Nick, because let me tell you something. That's hurt him as well. Any development that they've even tried, him not being on the field hurts. It hurts. So it is what it is. AB the blind leading the blind. AB said exactly, but they can't answer my questions. They won't answer my questions, y'all. You notice that? They won't answer my questions. They just be like, you're wrong. They can't articulate why. And then whenever I ask them questions, they can't answer them. Let's talk about Sherfield. Let's talk about what Waddle said. Answer those. Answer those questions. TD be giving y'all common sense stuff, but he exaggerates the F out of it and y'all eat it up. Hold on. I give you common sense stuff, but I exaggerate it and y'all eat it up. Let's say what you're saying is true. It's still common sense stuff and it's true. What's your point? I may be animated about it because I'm trying to get my point across. But you just conceded yourself. TD gives you common sense stuff. Then why you see people in the comment section arguing it? It's common sense. Common sense ain't common at all. That's what you got to understand. Common sense ain't common at all. It just ain't. Exactly. He just admitted it. He just admitted it. My haters just don't want me to be right. But they'll say I'm right in a sly way and still try to make it negative. TD will give you common sense stuff and exaggerate it and y'all eat it up. So I'm right. Why can't you just say that? TD's right. I just don't like his approach. TD's right. I just don't like how animated he is delivering his rightness. Oh, man. Oh. TD is right. I don't like his approach. Yeah, okay. Do you see how easy that is, Vaughn? TD is right. I just don't like his approach. But look at it. But now I need you, Vaughn. Don't align yourself with the people in this comment section saying I'm wrong then. Don't agree with them and go with them. Now tell them, where is TD wrong? Now, I don't like his approach, but where is he wrong? Now go with them now. since you are man enough to be honest, thank you, by the way, Vaughn. Now I need you to do me a favor and call out the other blasphemy in the comment section. One more. Let me check my DM. Ooh, I'll respond to Doug when I'm done with the stream. Give me a second. My bad, y'all. I just needed to respond to Doug real quick. He asked me to send him something. Let me see something. All right, so this is what was just sent to me. I'm gonna read this to y'all about the Dalvin Cook situation. Again, y'all take it however you want to take it. This is just what was sent to me. I could skip that part. Basically, what it's saying is the Dolphins have made an offer already to Dalvin Cook. The problem right now is that they're trying to backload a lot of the money, which makes sense because they don't have money front load money to give with the restructures the extensions they need to give. And Dalvin Cook wants more guaranteed money up front. June 1st will be a pivotal day once the free, assuming Miami is backloading due to potential Wilkins extension or if the guard market frees up. So, yeah, June 1st, we'll see if Miami comes up and give more guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is the issue right now with Dalvin Cook. The guaranteed money is the issue. So we'll see, man. Appreciate you, Marvin. Appreciate you, homie. Time will always tell, all right? But listen, let's get back to it. Again, the real is, as Dolphin fans, we should be excited about this camera situation. This is where we need to be with the camera situation. One moment, guys. Just get it away from her. Okay, thanks, babe. Hey, so I'm about to wrap this up because we've been going for about an hour anyway, and I'm gonna come back to y'all at some point today. But listen, at the end of the day, this ain't nothing but a good positive thing. They got that camera on his helmet. It ain't gonna do nothing but help them be able to help him identify areas of opportunity and what he's seeing and what he's not seeing. Because once again, common sense. Why you need it if you already seeing everything well? Because we all know the truth of the matter is there are many times where he's not reading the field well. He's not seeing the field well. He's not post-snap processing properly. And they're going to need to help him with that part because teams are starting to figure him out. So time will tell, but I hope he grasps it real fast. I hope McDaniel can be aggressive with the time that they're studying it because they're going to need it. And if Tua takes that next level and can do these things, he will be an MVP in his career. He will be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He can have a Brady-esque career, if you ask me. But this is the hurdle he got to get over. This is the hurdle he got to get over. Well, however y'all want to look at it, this is the only thing separating Tua from being a Brady. I know that sounds crazy. I know it. But think about Brady. What makes him better than Tua? Those things. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all soon. See y'all later. Peace. I am out. It's your boy TD.